all those people who have stuck with us throughout the day, thank you.
If anyone stuck with us through the entire day, let us know because
And then Ian, Calvin,
yeah,
you and me, and out there we've got James and Clay, still hardcore, sticking around.
Clay's like, damn it, why did I lend Ian those cards?
I don't know if you got your full core set with you guys. If you've not, it's DQ'd. Yeah, I can sell you one from the store though, if that makes it any easier. That's what you do. Let's say you get them. Let's say you get them, Greg. Guaranteed sale. It's in the rules. If you do not have your full core set, unlucky.
Does that include the box?
Full core set. It includes the shrink wrap, as far as I'm concerned.
So,
Yeah, I'm just going to label the hog.
NWO Kings fan. Missed 2 games all day. Hopefully you missed 2 of the less good games.
They're all good. All of them.
Audio Weasel, hardcore.
Audio Weasel has been with us since the very start. I think he's watched every stream we've done.
Who is that guy?
He's my hero. He's given us a lot of tips, actually. So, are we going to have a vote, guys? How do you think the game's going to go? Throw us a TLT win for Calvin or a Paul Heaver win for Ian? If you're a Heaver Beaver? Which one's the TLT, Ian? The front or back?
Well, they're both TLT,
As in,
but
one's hog.
Formation
Yeah.
or 2 lion formations. I'm going to say both.
So it looks like we've deployed slightly for a joust, which is an interesting choice. Let me restart the timer, and then you guys will be good to go.
roll the dice.
Are you guys happy?
Yeah, I'm good.
Ready to start? Calvin, happy? Oh, maybe best man win, and that's the time. Guys, good luck.
So loud. So I like that. Whoever wins, we lose.
Everybody wins when we go home.
Chris and I will be back here for 11 o'clock tomorrow for another full day of work.
Another full day of streaming. We're going to get those Armada games in for Paul so he doesn't shout at me too much. And it does mean I don't have to tidy up as much, so I'm not as bothered.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's all a trick.
I just called my wife while you were chatting with the guys.
Yeah.
Just to let her know that she should go to bed.
Yeah, I did inform Jill that it was going to be a late one tonight, so yeah, I'll pull the score back down now. So, final match, Calvin against Ian, 40 LTs against the Paul Damron, Stress Hog, Gold with TLT and Bandit.
And obviously this is the most important match of the whole tournament, and also the one where the commentary may be subpar.
The least effective.
Because Chris and I have been here since 8:20 this morning.
Yep.
So there's some ships on the board and they're moving around.
Stuff happened.
They're doing
Dice
some
were
things.
rolled. Good game. So, focus is all around.
But there's prizing on the line.
A buy for regionals and a trophy.
Buy for regionals, a trophy. The winner gets $80 in store credit.
Yeah.
Second place is 60.
It's Canadian dollars though, guys, so don't get too
Yeah,
excited.
so it's about $2 US,
Yeah.
I think.
The price of oil.
Plus, of course, they've got the range rulers and the challenge coins.
Another range ruler I've yet to earn.
You know, Chris, there is one in there for the judge/TO.
See, what should happen is you can keep that in the store, and if I fail to earn one, we'll just pretend. I'll go and make up a store championship that I attended, a one-player event. Oh no, I need 4, don't you? You need 4 players to run one. Behind the new FFG FAQ.
I swiped someone's.
Yeah, the exchange rate between Canadian and US dollars has tumbled somewhat. So it's currently about 1.5 Canadian gets you 1 US.
Didn't want to repeat.
Which is horrifying for us as a Canadian store where everything is based on US MSRP.
I'm not going to talk about that, Sean. I mean, I'm proud that you achieved it, but I don't feel the ban was deserved, and it was self-imposed. So come on, man, give yourself some love.
So I'm just going to point out that I haven't played a competitive game since March of last year, but the last game I did play was winning the final of whatever tournament that was, spring 2015, which gave me a nice range ruler, amongst other things.
Hey, do you want to bring up what ships I still don't own as well? You know, you can dig me on that one.
No Kiras fighters or YV666s. It's outrageous.
It's because I got 4-star Vipers. I'm still recovering. I'm recovering from buying 4-star Vipers for scum and never using them. I think I actually rotate which Star Viper I use just so we all get some table time. It's Guri every time, but at least the ships get to see play. I know it's Prince Caesar. Guri's better, but I just like the PS9. Yeah. Don't even worry about the dice tray, guys. You know, it's not like it's a final. 2 hits. Calvin
So I believe
takes
this
1.
is
What
Poe
colour?
shooting at
Just pointed it. Number 2.
Oh, you shoot now. Yeah. Bye bye, Phil. It was nice knowing you.
That's incorrect. Selling Calvin short.
Yeah, but we only need 6.
So it looks like he's taking the shots onto Paul. Paul focus keeps him safe.
Double black focus or double blind. So that's 2 actions to get hit by 2. So
Spending a focus there, so Paul takes a point of damage.
16.
Are they all shooting at them? For ease of reference?
Oh, well, I guess not if we got. Yeah, we could do that.
Measuring.
I want to see what my shots are. 16 will fire.
So we're talking about breakfast.
Okay.
If there's anyone in the UK, they're probably getting up soon.
Don't get me talking about UK breakfast.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Black pudding. I need to get more black pudding.
Just a stitch too far.
Go for it. Count 7.
Oh.
Eating it.
And that's Paul at a point of hull damage. Good shooting by Calvin here.
Bouncy dice.
Doesn't it have to land in there?
If it lands flat, it's fine.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know what the other one was that you took out. I
know when you was results. That's why. Okay.
One evade, but it's enough bipolar.
I was just like, what's this?
Two more hits. Evaded. So Calvin managed to get through onto a hold pole, and now he has to eat a return fire. So this is a bandit shot, range 3, 2 hits into the already damaged one, 2 evades.
No, it doesn't matter. TLT.
Who's the tech Wookiee? Apparently they know me? Are they talking about me?
I think it's a different store we're talking
Different
about.
store?
So it looks like we're now into hull damage.
That's why I wish I had a job.
How much damage was that, Calvin? Just one?
Down to 4.
Yep.
They're talking about Barnes and Noble.
Don't worry, no one's accusing you of giving customers extra discounts, Greg. I know Mount Pleasant in the Falkland Islands. I spent 123 days of my life there. It's fun times. I doubt that's what he's talking about.
So dials for next round. I assume that Chris took care of all the damage that went through.
I hope so.
So Thug 2, shields down and 1 point on the hull. Versus Poe, shields down and 1 point on the hull.
It depends how cagey Ian gets with Paul now, how successful that shooting can be. Calvin's moves are going to be interesting.
Yep. Yeah, I think this could go a couple of ways. I'm not going to say too much while they're placing dials, of course, since they're approximately 6 feet away.
The Falkland Islands are not classified unless you're an Argentinian viewer, in which case I'm not allowed to talk about it.
It's too soon.
You can go tree spotting in the Falkland Islands. It's an interesting pastime. There's 2, I believe. 2 trees in the Falkland Islands. And they're not really trees, they're more shrubberies. I went to a penguin colony. That was a good day out.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh. See, I don't know if it's true, but I've seen something posted on Facebook about an island that is apparently disputed between Canada and Denmark, and there's nothing there, but each navy presumably keeps showing up and replacing the flag with their own flag and leaving some kind of bottle of whiskey or alcohol of some kind for when the other navy shows up and switches it back.
You know, everyone needs a hobby.
I don't know if that's true, but I hope so.
Yeah. The Falkland Islands is where I got the guts to do all the freehand banners on my Dark Angels army. I just got drunk and decided to do them. I actually bought a Dark Angels army to take with me unbuilt and then assembled it all and painted it. You got 128 days, you've got to fill it with something. So was that green move?
Yes, it was.
Paul recovered. That was a 3 forwards, wasn't it? Which is green on the T70. I've played this game before.
And he's boosting up to get himself into range
It's range
1
one.
of probably 3 of these
Yeah,
guys.
definitely 3.
Yeah.
Perfect. Poe lives through this round. That is what I needed.
Did you just give Poe 2 shields back?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah. I'm planning ahead for next round.
That's very generous.
It's going to happen, so. 1 evade.
So,
What was the crit?
Direct.
Direct hit gets through.
Oh, it was this close to dying. All right. You should.
2 hull remaining.
that was against.
Not 24 hull remaining, don't know what I'm talking about.
So that was a hit and a crit, which is direct hit. Just lost the ability to type.
It's getting late.
Oh.
Oh. This is what happens to TLT lists. Good enough. Removes the shield back from Paul.
Yeah. Really needed to get that extra hit through.
Poe was immune this round, though.
This is the right choice from Calvin here. You can't kill Paul with these ones, so concentrating fire on a ship, they have a potential 2 kill.
Yeah.
Not through a rocket, looks like.
I'm slightly tilted, but
Do you want to do the judge call on it?
Right,
It's final table. We have a judge sat here, we might as well use him.
clear. But yeah, I'm just. I shouldn't have even bothered slowing things down.
You've got an hour, you're okay. You want to make sure it's a professionally run event.
That shot's not obstructed.
So spends it to ensure the damage.
That's the one.
Which is evaded.
Eluded him.
He's still got 2 more attacks to come through. This one definitely is not obstructed. Only 1 hit, which is evaded.
Jeez.
Oh,
Focus.
he's
Yeah, spends the focus. It's only on 1 hit. It's double evade. It's unfortunate.
It's red dice, not cooperating with Calvin.
Not this time. This is when it.
He did a dice change.
Dice change,
And a hit.
better.
Spending the focus, sir? No.
So, 2.
Oh, it was 2?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry. I thought you were.
That is a hit through.
Yeah, it was.
Now spends the focus.
So 2.
And that was the
Another
right
one,
choice
so-
by Calvin, showing his experience there.
Still alive though.
So this is it when you saw in the game against Bill last time, the efficiency was just on Calvin's side with the dice rolls. This is how easy it swings the other way. And this is for me why I don't think the TLTs are anything of a problem really. Just because they're consistent, but this type of turn does happen. They're not invulnerable.
So turn ended up being pretty good for Ian. The amount of damage he took. Just losing the shield that Poe had regenerated, and the bandit survived.
What call was that? Sorry, Calvin?
Green took 2 damage.
Green has taken 2.
2 shields down.
Oh, he's got you. Nice stress spot. Okay, stress spot. Primary, no stress.
So Ian making the intelligent call to see if he could take Y-wing number 2 out with his primary weapon. Evaded. So now he does have to use the TLT if he wants to finish it.
He's firing a TLT at the same guy.
Yeah.
Did you say this? Is it flat? Yes. Put it in the tray.
So 1,
Oh,
which is evaded.
TLT.
This is very close. Gets the 2 hits, unfortunate. So, as I said, Ian stacked the odds in his favour. I made the right call.
TLT on the green one, number 3.
Yep.
Looked like 2 went
Yep,
through.
so he did get the 2 through. He takes a shield and a point of damage.
So yeah, I think Ian would be happiest with that exchange, taking one of those Y-wings off the table.
Some fancy flying from Calvin here is going to be needed if he can get at least 2 shots on Poe and can take Poe down. The match is by no means over because one of Ian's Y-wings is BTLA forward. In that matchup, it does favour the person who's more manoeuvrable, which is Calvin.
Yeah. So, 2 undamaged thugs. One is down to full hull. It is possible for this to turn around.
Oh, definitely, the game's by no way over. If Paul wants his shields back, he's very limited in what he does now.
Yeah.
So it's a tricky tightrope for Ian to walk now between trying to deny shots, ensuring Paul's still outputting his damage. It'll be an interesting choice this turn.
Maybe.
So we seem to be discussing the K-Wing in the chat again. I'm a big fan of running basically the same Poe Dameron as what Ian's running now, with 2 Warden Squadrons, TLTs and Tactician. It's my favourite list at the moment.
I can attest that it works pretty well.
That's what I expected from Calvin. He's probably going to break the formation up pretty well now, try and ensure he gets something to shoot. Oh, this is going to be close. Oh, perfect positioning. There's a chance here for all 3 to shoot at Poe. Would be a good turn round for Calvin if the dice will back him up. You let Calvin have a final placement on it.
Video there. Can you guys confirm?
The live stream.
2 on boards.
So we're just going to try and get as close as possible. We're being as accurate as he can, but it's one of those things.
You weren't, because like this guy was about there, right? And then you were out of range 2 of him.
Ultimately, Calvin has the final say because
The base was there, so this guy was about there.
Okay.
So you had to.
That's fine. Anyways.
I think that looks pretty close.
Yeah.
He wasn't that close to the rock, and he wasn't directly facing it.
it doesn't. It does.
We'll have a shot as long as the bump was going to happen. So.
Yeah, you're getting hit regardless. Yeah. I think going back further might have saved him because looking at that, I might have landed on the asteroid.
So the interesting, important one here, what did Paul choose? So he is going for a regen with a one bank, so it's going to be where he chooses to boost, or if he chooses to boost.
I think that is the correct choice.
It does drag Paul away from the damaged Y-wing, which is good.
And puts him out of TLT range for 2 of them, which means again that he cannot possibly die.
That 3 focus and 1 crit.
Yes.
Yep. Blanks out, unfortunately, for Calvin there.
Shield off number 1.
Yep.
So, just confirming that.
Yeah. So we're going to keep chipping away at that bandit.
Chipping away is going to mean
Not enough just yet.
You can do it. You can live through one.
It's going to spend the focus, I'd imagine. Forcing the dice roll. Yep. So this is number 1 shot.
changing his dice again.
Oh, and his focus is
And spends it for 2.
he's dead.
And that's good
is
enough.
A dead bandit, so
Hopefully the switching of dice is going to take some of the suspense out of the game.
So of course, simultaneous fire means bandit is still on the table.
Yeah.
And here we have the green Y-wing shooting at
The choice to spend it now.
Poe, I assume.
Chooses not to and evades that damage.
And that will guarantee.
Yep. And that
was against Poe.
Poe's shield down again.
Yeah.
It's a good choice. I feel at this point you have to keep that pressure on Poe. You can't afford to let him build those shields back up.
It's 3 dice because of the shot through the asteroid. So, stripping that shield from Poe again might seem like a fruitless task, but of course if he's not stripping that 1 shield, then Poe's getting back another shield. So, looks like that was evaded.
Yeah. I believe that was a bandit shot, which now gets removed because it's dead.
Looks like the TLT.
Trying to find his arc for the hog as well. Either way, he's going to have the rock this time, so he's concentrating fire on number 3.
Spend the focus.
So that's a point of damage.
2 points.
2 points of damage. Yep.
Primary on him. No stress.
And range 3.
Range 3.
That's the 2 dice.
Evades on the primary. No?
No. Did not evade.
Did not evade enough, so
Okay, now.
Did we miss a point of damage on him
I think there was a direct
Yeah, I was
hit
just checking which
at some
one.
point.
from earlier?
Yeah.
So that is thug number 3 off.
Is he the one with one shield guy? Well, if you're giving me arc on him, I will take it because they're both going to be obstructed. So, TLT. Focus. Oh!
Double
nice.
evade. So only one shield dropped from him there. So it's TLT number 1, down to only 6 hit points remaining.
Get rid of this unless I should keep this clear.
I'm just going to have a quick look over at the table and make sure we do have everything correct.
Yeah. Another interesting round of choices for Paul now. I feel whether he's going to try and get that shield back again is relatively important, but it does limit with Calvin's options for where he can position if Paul can get a shield back and remain in range one of at least one of the Y-wings. Yeah, well, I don't think Calvin's going to give him the opportunity to remain in range one of both of them.
No. So it is 12 to 50. And is the correct game state. So Stress Hog and TLT undamaged. Poe has 2 hull. Thug 1 has 1 shield. Thug 4 has undamaged.
Again, a good choice from Calvin on his moves here. I'd expect number 4 to be doing a hard turn or the same bank in the opposite direction. No, he chooses to keep them both together. So he's far more experienced with TLTs than I am, but I can't help feeling that might be a mistake for Paul.
Yeah, I suppose doing the 1 bank left, and he may be able to bank around to the right and get in range 1 of both, and possibly even have a shot on number 4.
I suppose there is the chance of trying to make sure he's hit back of that hog as well. If Calvin can stay out of its arc, it's going to pay dividends in the long run.
Because you can borrow mine. Oh, it shouldn't be here because it's lively.
So I think Hog does have number 4 in arc.
Luckily, number 4 is the one that hasn't taken any damage, so it's not as bad.
Here we see that predicted.
Yeah, Paul regains the shield again. So it's good flying by in here. It's not really making any mistakes with his Paul. He's doing exactly what he needs to do. That one round where Calvin pushed just a tiny bit too little damage through.
So that was 1 shield down at number 4.
Yep.
Which, for a range 1 attack from Poe, probably is.
It's been unmodified dice from Paul for the last few rounds. He's having to do a boost to try and negate some of the TLTs.
So it does look like 1 has a TLT range on Poe. He's got 2. That is damage. Does not have a focus.
So that is a shield
Shield is
gone.
gone.
gonna say that landed.
Is he going to spend the target lock?
Sorry.
And
It was still bouncing.
It was still bouncing.
It stopped when you grabbed it. I don't know, because I mean, I guess my issue here is it's like at
I
what
didn't
point
look at
do
it. Like
you
I
get
literally
to?
just grabbed it as soon as it bounced out of the.
That's why I think we should just have a hard rule, because
Alright.
if you're picking
Fair
them up before they.
Fair enough.
Anyways,
And another point of damage onto Paul. So about as good as Calvin could have hoped for.
Yep.
So just checking the arc for the hog shot on number 4.
why am I helping you? Oh yeah, it's still just
Clipping the asteroid, so it is an obstructed shot. Nothing from the first one. Forcing the dice roll for a second, which pushes a point of damage through onto a stress hog, I believe.
Yeah.
Okay, so I get shot back.
First, I'm gonna check the back guy for.
There's been a few dice rolls by Calvin, which hasn't even forced any rolls.
So ridiculously close. Anyways,
Yeah.
primary on him.
So no, TLT was out of range, and Stress Hog primary. Range 3 through a rock. Looks like that was 2 shields down.
TLT.
Yep.
So
That's what you get for taking target locks.
Apparently so.
and 2 more damage on number 4.
Yep. So that's quite a bit of damage onto him now. Do you mind checking the game state for me again, Greg?
So I believe he should be down to 3 hull, but I'll go check.
Green dice around here.
Yeah, that is correct. Poe has 1 hull. Stress Hog has lost 1 shield. Thug 4 is down to 3 hull. And Thug 1 has lost 2 shields. Yeah, so I think in the early part of the game, he was going after Poe, but then Poe got into range 1 of 3 of the thugs.
You can't take away Ian's flying from him here. He's done a really good job of negating a lot of Calvin's potential output.
Yeah.
It's true that Calvin's dice haven't quite been where he'd have hoped. But if Ian's not letting him roll dice at the right ships, that's Ian's good flying.
Yeah. I think the round that Calvin shot at the Z95 earlier on was the correct choice. He did not roll well. Could easily have taken it off the board.
A turn earlier, yeah. I mean, it's not like he had the shots on Paul at that point because of Ian's good manoeuvring. And then you've got to take the opportunity to remove a threat from it.
Yeah, as soon as he lost 1 of the thugs, Poe was able to keep himself in range 1 of 2 of the remaining ones and guarantee that he couldn't.
So this is a K turn from, I'd imagine, Ball Fly Wings doing the K here.
Yeah.
In the hope that Poe's still gone for the 1 forward, so the 1 bank again.
Yep. He's got the target locks.
Yeah.
So
awesome choice from Calvin here. I think this is the only option he had to bring himself back into a game.
That's what I only after they said.
try to counter my ball. Started misplacing stuff already.
So basically, this may come down to what Poe does.
I think the difference in this game and the last game is that Calvin couldn't really opt into a joust here because of the brute force power of the PTL stress hug.
Yeah.
I do feel that he would have been at a disadvantage in a straight trade of damage. I think that turn into a table to try and force Ian to have to fly well was the correct choice. Here we go. So Paul gets his shield back.
This is the guy with one shield left.
I think that is, the strength of this list, Paul Beaver's list. If you try and joust with it, and you are coming up against Poe and the stressed hog, they can put out a lot of damage.
What's
But
the threat? So receive a stress token, flip it face down.
That was my kind of requirement for him living this round.
So this is the first TLT shot into Paul Damron.
yeah, I think he had jousted, he would have maintained shots on Poe, could have taken him out.
No auto thrusters from this shot. That's good. So that
Gets
is
through.
one shield down. Potential to take Paul out now is real.
Yes, target lock.
Target lock spent,
There
which
we go.
is Paul dead. Finally, Calvin gets what he was expecting from the dice, I think.
Glory to the tank. Glory to the iron tank. I still have one ship left.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
Is that?
Well, that's the thing measuring him. I guess primary. Yeah, those are yours. He's got one.
Primary, range 3, throw a rock.
And you can't hit him, so I will say
Deciding
focus.
whether to focus, but
TLT.
skips that. One hit on the TLT. Evaded. And now he spends it, and
Yeah.
that is number 4 dead.
And now it's a very uphill battle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TLT,
My dice just weren't there when I needed to be.
2 shields down against an undamaged TLT and a stress hog. It's only lost 1
That guy
shield.
survived a lot of Poe shots, too. Poe wasn't getting as good 4 dice, and I did it like 3 times in a row without a lot of.
Odds are definitely not in his favour.
Never tell me the odds. It's a good one, Sean.
After you, I'm getting to the point where I can no longer tell which direction from across the table.
Squeeze is stress with 3 hard, which is
Yeah.
probably just looking to bring the game to a close now. Could be good if he
There we
managed
go.
to get out of arc.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
so.
Just depends on the position of the TLT now.
The dice can always roll blanks.
Yes. That's actually a pretty bad position for Hog to be in. Still going to be in range 1, I imagine.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I think this bumps. No, did not bump.
Ouch.
Yep. And it was not his day.
So,
Yeah.
that was hit, crit, crit.
One
Evade
evade.
was rolled,
Major
so
hull breach.
one
A
crit.
major hull breach.
Alright.
So he's only taking crits from now on. You can feel the disappointment from Calvin at the moment. It just doesn't feel this is his
Guys
day.
are just going, no, fuck you.
Hey, they weren't exactly kind of pose attacks either.
Yeah.
Or repeated 4 shots where I only got 1 hit. It's not like how I feel for Daryl.
It's
Daryl, I feel
been one of those games. I do think it could have gone either way. If an extra damage could have been pushed through on Poe at any time earlier, which was entirely within the dice's normal realms of probability. Or the bandit goes down a turn earlier, it could have been an entirely different game. Sometimes it's not to be.
So yeah, a tough position became tougher with that crit. As every point of damage now is a crit.
you don't even have to roll. Oh, that's your Wiley. I'm like, that's not what I put down.
Yeah, I can't from this point because how many damage can I do? That was a shitty crit to take. At least I
Not really. He just
So-
flipped it right down.
K10 from the
It's one
hog
I can flip down, so it's not
is going to mean he gets his shots away.
just my red dice refused to cooperate for the 2 turns that it really mattered. Like 6 shots to the headhunter, didn't kill it. Yeah.
Alright, it's your shot. Would you like me to measure?
I'm thinking about targeting it. I'm gonna shoot your TLT guy anyways, like your turret.
This guy?
Yeah.
Alright.
So I'm going for
1 hit.
the TLT.
2 hits.
2 hits going for TLT.
Right back at you. Hits. Hits.
So 2 crits onto the.
I flipped it face down with my action.
Okay, not a problem. So 2 more damage. This is a very uphill battle now for Calvin, but quite rightly he's playing it out. You never know.
Target lock. Alright. TLT. Hit.
One more round?
One more round.
Oh,
Uno mas.
so
Well, don't worry. I'm gonna.
survives,
Yep.
but at this point.
I actually, I don't think the game's over. I'll wait until after the dial's set and we'll see. There we go. So now if Calvin's actually coming behind the stress hog, if Calvin's coming behind the stress hog here, that TLT is going to have a long time to come back around.
Yeah, I would. No, oh, really? No, I think I.
And Calvin has initiative.
Oh wait, no, that's not mine. Never mind. Don't know.
Stress hog is coming straight for him.
The stress hog is facing that way, isn't it? So he's come around here. And oh, no,
So,
it's funny boy. So
yeah,
it's
you
a
didn't
roll.
move the markers, so that was Calvin's that went off up.
Was it? Oh,
Yeah. So
oh
it's the other
dear.
way
I've got no idea what's going on anymore.
around. It was the last turn they pretty much switched position. So
And the software's getting to a point where it doesn't want to cooperate now, so we must have been streaming for a long time.
for a while.
Yep, so same again, another 6 hour 40 minutes, and it started to play up.
Back with primary.
Couldn't have lasted just another 10 minutes.
TLT.
I don't think we need another 10 minutes.
That one landed. Well, you rolled 2 now, so. Yeah. Okay. It's like that's why it's.
I'm ignoring anything that goes out.
Okay, I prefer that. If it doesn't land in, it's not valid. If you survive another. Oh, no, he's down. Good game.
And
And that's the
is
game.
that.
Oh, there it is. Thanks.
So, congratulations to Ian there. He played it out well. He did what he needed to do.
Yep.
I can't believe it.
Shows once again the strength of that list.
Yeah, it's a very, very strong take all comers list. It's something that takes a little bit of practice to use, but I think Ian hung the pole out a little bit to start with, which I believe is a mistake, but the dice weren't with Calvin today, so he didn't go through it.
I think both guys this time were a little more aware of the time and how late it is. So they played a little faster. Ian played a little faster.
Yeah, that was a good result. I'll see if both guys want to come on, and then we can spin the camera or get the awards on the desk, I suppose,
Yep. We'll grab that stuff if we get them both in.
for coverage. So Calvin's ready to jump in now. I'll move across and give him some airtime. The red dice turned off at the wrong time.
Yeah. Needed to be there right in those early turns, but
Yeah.
6-shot TLT shots not killing the headhunter just isn't going to cut it.
No.
Like, who?
And that's one of the things I said about the list is it's where it falls down sometimes, unfortunately. When,
Yeah, sometimes when the dice, like if you don't just have like some good consistent dice, then yeah, the list will fall apart and it'll happen. Like it happened in our previous matchup in the Swiss, and
Yeah.
it happened again here. Just
That's one of those where you get that this is what it should do, and it only takes that minor deviation, and then it snowballs from there. I thought that Ian flew that pole really well to deny you as many shots as he could.
yeah.
I think going for pole at the time he did was the right call. Had you pushed one more damage through, it could have been an entirely different game.
Yeah.
Because then it gets very
Well,
dicey.
The catch is when I was boosting, those times I had a shield and I had 2 damage left. So for 3 rounds, when I boosted, I knew it was impossible
Oh,
for
yeah.
him to kill me.
Yeah, it was
Because he
the,
only had me
the-
with one of them.
Yeah, it was a turn earlier. If it had managed to push that extra one through, then it gets dicey. But I think when that failed, then that first round of the boost into range 1 reeling into one shot, and then 3 of them into a headhunter. That was a key moment. After that, I thought you you flew it perfectly.
I was prepared for it though. Like I had laid out a lot of plastic for what list is going to work against these guys. And I practiced jousting. Said, okay, if he comes at me, what are the possibilities? And the first time I fought him, he jousted, and
Yeah, at that point I was tired,
And
was
this
just going,
time
"Yeah,
he
screw
tried
it.
something
Let's see what
else,
happens."
which was the other scenario I was prepared for. I was dreading it, but since he got a place first on this one, the initiative helped because I lined us both up. I was dreading chasing him and losing my formation because I actually used Paul's formation at the start. Like the Worlds, I watched him and I was like, how did he get his one there, his other like there, and the other right behind, like so neat. And I that's like the only time, this is the only tourney I've ever actually set up my start specifically, and I did it every one of these 8 games, and without it I wouldn't have come close.
There's a reason why he's a 3-time world champion. He puts those turn 0 preparations in, and it works.
I think I should have actually just turned out and forced him to chase me through the asteroids rather than even move forward at all. I'm being asked why I didn't joust, and the reason is the 4 TLTs can't joust with everything. They can absolutely joust with like a 3-ship list, but the 4-ship list that has its own TLTs and has Poe, it's just not an efficient choice.
Yeah, I think the damage output from the stress hog, and
It's actually slightly superior to a normal TLT just because it's got that primary in there.
And then if you do hit
That's why I
range
held him
1,
back.
it's it gets dicey, but not in the wrong way. Obviously, you normally think that a dicey game slightly favours TLT, but the regen from Paul pushes it over. That extra shot in that initial engagement from a stress hog helps. You can't discount the bandit because you can't prioritise a bandit as the first target, and then once it's in range 1, it's getting range 3 dice shots. So for that initial, I think you made the entirely right choice to not choose to joust it. So maybe the turn earlier might have been a better choice, but
You turned as soon as you could though. Because
No, I didn't turn. I could have turned 2 at the start.
Yeah, it could
Oh,
have
you had room for that?
Yeah.
Oh. It might have. I mean,
Like I know I have room for that.
I did have 2 rounds of practice chasing the other TLT list all over the board as well.
And,
So-
I know that the fans and the audience appreciate not doing the 5 to 7.
I appreciate it.
Any engagements which we had in the previous game, Ian.
I
It was
definitely
a long,
do.
grueling match.
I did not want to lock. That's why I set up in front. It's like,
Yeah.
he wants to go there. I will gladly joust you again, just to get it done. Whoever wins.
It's like I'm being asked more questions. I don't like Nidru because he's very much a one-trick pony. If your cluster missiles don't do quite what you need them to do, then it's not reliable. And it's even if he's got the lone wolf, he has no other modifiers.
Yeah.
So he isn't going to be consistent over a long period of time. And in long tournaments, I prefer things that are going to be consistently performing round to round. I don't like things that are very swingy. Although I will play them in casual games.
I mean, Nidru
I've done Nidru with Lone Wolf and Cluster in a lot of casual games, and it's hilarious when he goes, haha, 8 dice, take it.
Nidru is one of those ships that whenever I try to do a scum list, I always put him in first. And then as the list evolves, it just gets taken away. You know,
Whose shirt is he asking about?
Yeah, someone's bitching about how I'm wearing a red hoodie.
Oh, I wasn't
It's the
sure
Blood
whose
Angels.
shirt they were
It's the
asking.
Blood
Well, maybe
Angels,
you too, but my sleeves are longer, so maybe.
Okay,
I don't know
so
how you're not dying of heat.
We're going to do the awards on the desk for you now. So congratulations, Calvin. Well done on second place.
Well done. Here we go. We got $60 gift card and your
Shiny.
coin and
Yeah.
Was there something for just second and not top floor, or just
There is not.
like?
The $60 gift card.
No, okay, fair enough.
Yeah, because they got 40 for top 4.
Yeah.
So you've got your
Thank you.
range ruler, your coin.
You got a challenge card.
$80
That's what everyone
gift
wants.
Sweet.
Yeah,
I
apparently.
guess here's what you really
It's heavy,
want.
and I can club someone to
Show
death with
off
it.
to
It is
camera.
actually really
You got
weighty.
the trophy. Here's the card for the buy.
And even with the glitter
so-
stim, like that's 25 points on a one-shot trick.
So,
I don't like that sort of thing
well
in a
done to
tournament
you.
list. I
Well
mean,
fun today.
casually, sure,
So
why not?
congratulations, Ian. Well done.
Thanks, man.
who did a great job.
I mean,
Anyone-
casually,
Where's this count?
adding the new guidance
right
chips,
there.
throw in the glitter stim and the lone wolf, and you will almost certainly be going like 4, 4, and
doesn't
laughing
have my name
maniacally,
on
and then
it.
the other guy's flying felt
Doesn't-
dodges everything.
Yeah,
don't
and
have
the
that.
problem with Nadru is that it still is Z95.
Yeah,
And then it becomes a 25-point Z95.
yeah.
And no, it's not.
Well, he gets an extra die if you keep the Wileys away from him.
Oh, yeah, but that's what I mean. It's still a Z95. It still has the.
I will say this though, like I had to, when I started calculating what if on the TLTs, I quickly came to the conclusion I must have 4 ships.
Yeah.
There was like, I practiced a lot and no scenario worked well with 3, no matter what I put on them.
I think it's the 3-ship rebels struggle against the TLTs.
They don't kill
3-ship
fast enough.
Imperials can be a different matter, but that comes down to player skill more than the ship matchup.
And I did decide I needed a stress bot early on. When I looked at it, I had like 5 lists that I all with Poe, and I couldn't decide between them. Ironically, this was the list I did not think would do well on the TLTs because of the matched,
I mean,
because of the matched pilot skill.
Actually, that's not really much of a factor because like they can't crit you, so you're always going to shoot back.
Yeah.
Well, I thought initially it was going to be essential to be taking one of you down before you can shoot in a round,
Not
and it
really.
just
I mean-
it didn't end up being that.
It's more important to be able to deny them from focusing fire where they want to. So
And that's what Paul gives you,
Yeah.
that ability. The bandit can be thrown in there to force the break of a formation early.
yeah, the bandit is
There's lots of really good choices for that squad, and it is very strong at the moment. I don't know that it has a bad matchup. I can't. There's nothing that I can think of to design that would just take that squad apart.
even if Paul Heaver designed it, I would not be
Well,
surprised.
you know-
It's something that relies very strongly on like just solid choices and strong player skill.
The
which
thing
Sorry,
is, you might have like changed your tactics at the wrong time because I did well on the jousting against you because I had initiative. Like there was a
Yeah, I
bunch
know.
of bumping, and this round you had initiative.
Honestly,
and you
yeah.
didn't use it to bump me because if you had
Yeah,
charged me
I
and started denying Poe and everyone actions, I
I
could
probably should have
trouble.
done that as well, but like.
But
I
it's
don't
like
know.
at this point in the day, we're all completely forgetting our strategy.
Yeah, I should just like I just want to go home. At this
Yeah.
point.
Yeah, well, I should too. I got 2 dogs and they were let
Okay.
out midway,
Well,
but.
thanks for coming down, guys. I hope you all enjoyed it. I'm glad you all made the cut. You had some good games on the day. I'm glad we got to see you win on the stream, if not the
Not-
match you wanted to win.
Yeah.
hey
So it
ho.
goes.
You're more than welcome
Maybe
to
getting that transport now after all. Or I'll wait for those Inquisitors, 4 Inquisitors.
Oh, you just get whatever.
See, good
So
plan.
good.
You get it
I'm
right
done with
back.
Rebels for a bit. I'm moving on to Soondir.
Yeah, it's good fun. Anything else you want to talk about, Kelvin? Or, I mean, anything you saw today that brought any surprises? Or
Seriously, this was like, oh my god.
I just honestly would have liked to see Imperials do a do a little better, but what can you do? It's in kind of a
think-
rough spot.
the
They just don't cope well with some of the
a
tools that are
lot
out
of the
there.
matchups were pretty bad just through the Swiss.
40 people.
Like,
What are the odds? I fought TLT list.
Derek
4
hitting Terrence in the Swiss, right, in the random pairings, wasn't the best draw the Imperial fans could have hoped for.
Yeah.
So I think if Terrence had have hit the TLTs, it would have been.
A very strange game, yeah.
I think
I was actually hoping to run Terrence. It's always a good game against him. But
I feel maybe that list can output enough damage to worry the Heaver special.
yeah.
'Cause
And
you're-
Terrence
you're-
does understand the Eber list. I frankly have not paid a whole lot of attention to it.
Oh, it's good. It's one of those ones that is going to be around until Paul does something different, and everyone will change to that. So, what can you do?
Yeah.
Thanks again. Thanks for spending a bit more time on the desk. I know it's been a long day for you.
No worries, I like the desk a little more. They're asking who the Brobots lost to. The Brobots lost to me, actually. One of
Yeah.
them. There were 2, I believe.
Did you beat Patrick? Is
Yes,
the
I
one
defeated
for- yeah.
Patrick. There were 2 Brobots. One lost to the Skill 10 Aces, and the other one lost to Quad TLTs because Cat could not seem to get more than one hit out of his HLC shots.
And that's the tiniest fraction I have.
Well, that's it. You win some, you lose some, I suppose. Getting through that matchup was pretty lucky. The dice turning off now earns
Yeah,
you
well.
the gift card.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, I'd rather have won that one because like, no offense, no slight intended to Bill, but his list was a horrible matchup against mine.
Yeah.
So it's almost a free win,
yeah,
unless one of us does
it
something
was one
really
of
bad.
those that when I saw the pairings, your game was pretty irrelevant on the actual day.
Yeah, I was looking at it and going, "Oh, I'm sorry, Bill. I'm
That's
sorry."
just there is no way to do that list and still have regen. And
Yeah.
it's the bad thing about it.
Yeah.
No, I think Bill enjoyed it.
Yeah.
I don't think he expected to.
No, I don't
Push
really
that
think
far.
anyone really expected to see it. I mean, hoped and dreamed perhaps.
That's a T65 isn't
know.
big. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm still a big fan of Biggs, and we've
Like-
not seen him very much. But
I honestly wouldn't have minded losing to it just because, Bill deserves it after all this time.
yeah, Bill is an awesome guy. He just needs to stop hamstringing himself on those lists.
But then, so that's
Then
kind
it
of what
wouldn't,
makes
then
it
it wouldn't
Bill.
be Bill. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it wouldn't be Bill. Okay, guys.
Right.
We
Thanks
are
for watching.
At, 20 past 11 now. I've been doing this for 15 hours, I think, now. Getting on there. So I'm going to have to call it a night. Thanks again. I look forward to